Hey guys, Kevin Spiteri here, marketing digital and social, and I thought I'd just take 5 minutes out of my local this beautiful Monday morning to have a quick chat about some really good questions. Come up a couple of times in the past few weeks, and I thought I'd share a bit of insight about it. So, the question that I've been asked is basically how to monetize your website. So you've got a website, and this has come about from a couple of different ways. One is there's a client I know that's got a website and they're looking to allocate real estate on it so that they can make some money out of it. The other one was actually approached by someone saying, hey, I want to advertise my product on your website. So again, I want to keep this super simple. It can get overly complicated, but there's a couple of things that you want to keep in mind when looking to monetize your website. The first is the integrity of your website. So you want to make sure you maintain the integrity of your website with who you want to, allow to advertise on it. So, and this is assuming that you've got a valuable site, that the integrity of your website is important to you, that you haven't just built a site to, put a whole bunch of AdSense on it. And AdSense is the Google Ads network. So, if you want to put a display ad on the internet, you typically go through Google AdWords, display campaigns, and then you choose, there's a bunch of websites that have AdSense that allow you to that allows you to put your ads on those sites, and it sort of, Google takes care of all that for you. So this is a bit above that. So this is about, strategic placement of advertising and partnerships on your website. So the first is maintaining your integrity. So, who is the brand that wants to advertise? What do they want to advertise? How do they want to advertise? And basically take some time to assess it. Have a chat with them. Say, what are you looking to get out of it? What are your objectives for your campaigns? And effectively work with them in like a partnership way to say, hey, I want to help you be successful with your advertisements, and presuming your content and your objectives are aligned with our values as a business, how can we help do that? So that's the first part. The second is the value. Is actually the question that I was asked is, well, how do you attribute a price to that? So the pricing bit, it can be a little bit complicated, but again, I want to keep it simple. So in particular, you need to understand how your site's performing, because that channel is going to be evaluated by your potential client or by this partnership. And they're going to evaluate that spend or whatever that price is that you put on it against other options they have. So if you came up with, say, a ridiculous sum per month to say, yeah, you can advertise on my website, it's going to cost you $10,000 a month. That could be fine if your site is getting millions and millions of people in their target audience that are really interested in engaging what they've got to say. However, if you've got an average traffic website, you've got a very small core audience, but an audience that's important to them, then depending on the stats, you might find that a more reasonable sum is something, starting out at say $300 a month or $500 a month. The best way to work that out is to effectively take your traffic, so unique users and unique views on your website, either per month or per week or per day, and divide that by the particular investment. And you might find that might cost, say, 50 cents per view or 30 cents per view or $1 per view, and that might be a reasonable sum for the client. Again, the good thing about doing it this way as opposed to the AdSense network is that you can actually set the pieces on your website. You're setting some key real estate that allows you to help integrate your client's brand with your website. So it means that you don't just have these tacky ads on the site, you can actually make it look really good. The other opportunity that you can also consider, I should go back a step. They were the two main things that you should consider. The third thing that you can actually consider, and just something for a bit of food for thought, is figuring out how you can integrate their brand or their message into your website in a way that's valuable. So you might have them, for instance, sponsor a particular part of your site, maybe the booking form or, the shopping cart or whatever it might be. There could be parts on your site that could be aligned to their business, and you have a way of integrating their brand into a sponsorship model. So that's another way that you can monetize this as well. Again, it goes back to the objectives. Bring it all back to the objectives. Who's their target audience? They obviously believe that your website has their audience in mind and gets in front of their audience, and that's why they're talking to you about it. But something for you to consider is there's multiple ways of going about it. Just bring it back to the objectives, how much value you're adding, what your traffic's like, and then creating an equation that provides value for that I guess cost per eyeball or cost per view, and making that valuable. From there, you can then obviously scale it. If you find the results are fantastic, then you could potentially work at changing the model, where there's, say, an incentive base for the amount of traffic, because you're working really hard to bring traffic to your website, and that's benefiting this business who wants to advertise on your site. So then you can obviously develop that relationship over time. I hope that helps, guys. Have a wonderful Monday. It's a glorious day. I look forward to speaking to you again soon.